Hey folks, how's it going? It's me, your favorite brown immigrant, Nav Walia, and welcome to another episode of Quarter Life Chit Chat. This is episode 12, and I'm very glad that I got to episode 12. It's been a bumpy ride, but it's been an enjoyable ride. But on top of it, it's been a fun ride because I got to talk about so many different topics and make so many jokes that probably would get me canceled. I have to edit out. But I got to learn a lot of things as well, such as an episode with Nell, episode 10, where we discussed a very feminine controversial topic, or episode 5 with Sun, where I got to learn a little bit about dating from a male perspective. And a lot of you guys have enjoyed those episodes and are enjoying the content so far, and I'm very, very thankful. And if you haven't caught up yet, by the way, episode 11 was the first video episode of the show, and you should really check that out. A lot of you loved the video version of the show, and that's great. It's available on Spotify and YouTube on video, and a lot of you told me that it was fun to watch the show in video. And apparently many people said that when I talk I move my hands a lot. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but hey, I guess I'm good with my hands. That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I am glad you guys are liking video episodes. And as I promised, moving forward, as many episodes I can do in video, I will have them done. Episode 11 and 10 were a bit on the serious side. You know, with the 10, I talked about a very feminine, controversial topic, objectification of women in society with Nell. And on 11, I talked about men being unemotional. And I want to change gears for a minute and get off the serious train and hop into the lazy river that is calm, cool, and a lighthearted content. This episode is a bit special. I asked a lot of my listeners on various platforms of the show, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and even Facebook, to send me your questions that I should cover on the show or any advice you'll want to ask me. And I've gathered it all, and we're going to hop into it. And based on some of the questions I have read, I just want to say, 1, a lot of you are sick freaks. 2, a lot of you are way too into me, because the amount of messages I got calling me cute, it's really, really sweet, honestly. But also, be less desperate, yeah? And 3, a lot of serious questions as well. And I can't wait to get into them. And for this episode, I have a guest and a very close friend of mine. All right, folks. For this episode, my friend Terry is back on, because it's been quite a while since Terry was back on. I think the last episode I did with him was episode 4. And here he is to delve into some questions. Terry, my brother, how we doing, man?
What's going on, QLCC listeners? It's your boy, Terry Red Herring, a.k.a. the Simp God, a.k.a. your wife's favorite rapper, coming from you live in my bedroom, simpin' and chillin'. How's it going, my brother?
Dude.
I told you to be ready for it. I said it like 5 minutes ago.
Dude. I'm actually speechless. That had more energy than I've had in my life.
You need that. I can tell you're a little tired. I get it. I'm tired too, bro.
Yeah,
Dude.
no, I try to record this episode, and my thing is, like, I try to be calm and everything, so it comes off fine. Sometimes I'm too hectic. But yeah, it's been a long day, and I'm really tired from working out, and that gave me a lot of energy.
Respect, bro.
Simp God.
Yeah, dude.
You know what? I respect that. I respect that. How you doing, man? Dude. It's been a while since you've been on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me again. I appreciate it. It is an honor to be here. I am doing okay. A little tired as well.
We talked about this episode, and I want to switch it up a little bit, because, the previous 2 episodes have been a little serious, and, got questions. I told you to ask some questions from your friends. You got some questions.
So many. I did not expect that.
Yeah, no, actually so many. Dude, I got a lot of questions asking me, like, A, why I'm cute, and then 2, how to have more sex. I don't know what kind of sick shit
the,
Um,
the first one I can answer. The second one I don't know. I
yeah,
think
I
it's
don't know
just
what
you're born with.
I, I I don't know like what kind of sick shit my fucking viewers are on,
Mm-hmm.
but hey man, we out here. So how about we
We
kick
out
this off?
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's
yeah,
kick
yeah.
this episode off.
Okay, so I have a lot of questions here. So shout out to all my friends. If you're listening to this, just know
You
that you
better,
are you better
you
just know
better
that
be
you are
fucking listening.
part of this podcast. Okay, so I have a question from Jessica,
All
and
right.
she asks me, what
Yeah.
is your advice to those wanting to relax, comma, how do you relax? Which I think is a great question.
Yeah. See, that's a very difficult one for me to answer. I'm just a hectic person in
Mm.
general. My relaxation usually is just a nice walk in the evening, with some headphones in. I just let my imagination run. What's yours?
What I
Yeah.
do is if it's getting too hectic, I find like a little quiet corner wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, it's like in my room right here. Turn off anything, no music, nothing. You just
Mm-hmm.
close your eyes, take a deep breath. Anything that you're thinking about, all the worries that you're thinking, like for example, like school or work or will she text back or can I hit this combo in your game, whatever, like whatever it is you're thinking of, just like think
Yeah.
about it while you breathe in, and then while you breathe out, you let go of those worries while you breathe out, and then do that for like a few minutes. Just like
Okay.
reset your
A little bit
brain,
of breathing
and then
exercise.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Reset your brain. And also, if you want to break from whatever you're worrying about, just do the things you love. But while you do the things that you love, you gotta let go of that guilt. You gotta let go of all the worries. Just like throw it out the window for like a couple hours. And then you'll find yourself relaxing.
Okay. Let's hop into our next question. This was sent
Oh,
by Ethan, your lovely friend.
yeah, Ethan. Shout out
Uh,
Ethan.
he said, "How do you not encounter burnout so often with multiple hobbies?"
You want me to start?
That's honestly, yeah, man. You take the lead on this one because these
Sure.
questions are heavy. I did not.
I
These are
know.
such different questions than what I've received.
I
Mine just
know.
been like, Nav, tell me how to fuck more, and then there's this. Um,
Shout out to my friends. Oh,
yeah,
oh my
shout out.
god.
Yeah,
If you wanna know how to not encounter burnout, you gotta take breaks. Gotta take breaks. 100%. You gotta take breaks. For example, I make music sometimes,
yeah.
and when I'm writing, I try to limit myself to 8 bars during a writing session.
Mm-hmm.
If once I do 8 bars, if I can keep going, I'll keep writing. But if I can't think of anything, I stop and I walk away and I come back to it the next day. Because the more you force things, the quality of your work is going to get worse over time. Do it when you're really feeling it. And even if you're not feeling it, just do the absolute minimum.
Like
Yeah.
when I was doing the MCAT, I had quite a bit burnout, and the best I can always say is just quit. Like genuinely, just quit the thing that you're doing and just let it be. You just need to take a complete step away, just chill for a week or two, and just restart. That's
I
my
agree
go.
with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. You got to take breaks. You can't force yourself.
Speaking of your friends, I asked a couple of my friends,
Oh,
my
nice.
book club. Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
was like, "Hey boys, ask me some questions," and my friends came in swinging. The first question they want us to cover
Yeah.
is, how do you maintain a positive outlook during challenging times?
Ooh, good
That's,
one.
dude, these motherfuckers are out here, man. Um,
Really challenging us. I mean, we did
like,
ask for a
yeah,
challenge.
yeah.
So,
Honestly, I have this conversation with my friends a lot, and I will preach this to anybody ever. It is all about perspective and mindset, and I truly believe that you have to believe that there's nothing and absolutely nothing in the world that can ever truly ever fully break you. There's going to be hard times, there's going to be something, but certain percentage of you, 10%, 15, 20, 2, 3, I don't care, whatever. It has to be unbreakable, that only you can fully break, and you just have to have that confidence within you that nothing will break me, and it's only I and only I can give up when I say give up, and I'm never going to say that. And when you do that, every challenging time, it doesn't feel hard because you're like, I'm going to survive this. Peace. You know? And that's been my motto. What's yours?
remember why you started. Remember why you started.
Deep.
Always,
Deep.
always
That's it.
remember why you
Yeah.
started. If you ever want to give up on something, like take a beat and just ask yourself, why did I start this? and then you go back to why you started this. Like example for me, I started rapping so I can get my feelings out, you know, so I have an
Yeah.
outlet. And if I ever feel
Yeah.
like giving up, then if I give up, then I won't have an outlet. Then I'm gonna bottle my emotions. Then I'm gonna explode, and then I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be
No,
like
yeah, you
I'm gonna,
spiral.
yeah. I'm gonna be annoying to people. I'm gonna like rage at them. I'm gonna be pissy at them, and then they're gonna hate me. So you know, if I quit rapping, then I won't have an outlet. So just remember why you started, and that will
That's
bring you
honestly
up.
solid.
Mm-hmm.
The next question that my
Mm-hmm.
friends have sent was, how do you navigate dating in your 20s, balancing the desire for meaningful connections with pressures of modern dating culture? And I just want to highlight this question particularly. It was asked by my dear friends, and these cunts know that I don't fucking date, okay? And these motherfuckers threw in a dating question. I just want to say, one, either they don't listen to me, or two, this is just straight bullying.
Exactly. Same here.
They're just, this is just straight bullying at this point. You're reminding me that I'm single and lonely. Fuck you. Okay.
Yeah, come
And
on,
then,
guys. Cat can
yeah.
have some slack, okay?
And then moving into this, considering I don't date,
Yeah.
you take the lead on this one.
Well, I mean, I'm not the best at this. My last relationship was when I was 18. I'm 23 now.
Yeah.
I have changed though, like as a person, and I've grown more as a person. And I'd like to think my style has improved since then, so it's less difficult now. But honestly, you gotta know what you want, and you gotta be direct. Can't beat the bush too much for too long. Otherwise, you get lost in the sauce and you waste a lot of time. You know, just
True.
like,
Amen.
yeah, right from the get, state what you want. Maybe you're the same age as me, and I get it. You're still young. We're all still young, but sooner or later, you're gonna be 40. Sooner or later, you're gonna be 60. So even if you are young, you can't waste time. You don't got time to waste.
That's an interesting take. And you know what I will say to balancing the pressures of modern dating and wanting to have deeper connections, the best thing I will say is don't play the field. Like, don't talk to multiple people, seeing which one you click first. Take it case by case and have your uh, have like core principles or core things that you want from a person, whether like humor or whatever it is, just core things that you're not willing to bend a knee on, what you want and what you're willing to give. And then go into dating, take one person at a time. If they meet the core values and theirs meet with yours, and they're willing to give you what you want, your core things, and you're willing to give them what your core things you bring to into a relationship, a potential one, and they're happy with that, start from there. And then you have to see if you guys click, right? And take it case by case. Don't play the field. Don't talk to multiple people, because it takes time for people to warm up, and it takes time to see if you click, if personalities click, if traits click. Quitting too soon, you might have lost a great person. Playing the odds too much, you might be distracted to build a foundation for something great. That's what I'll say. Another question I have, same line as dating a little bit.
Yeah.
How do I deal with a breakup? Did you ever get your heart broken? You take the, you start this one, because I know you've gotten your heart broken. I know this. We literally created 2 episodes. We have 2 episodes on this show for your heartbreak. You take the lead on this one. I don't know. I just got a hunch that you've had your heart broken. I don't know. I don't know.
So for the QLCC listeners, refer to episode 4.
And
Refer
episode
to
2.
Yeah, episode 2. What did we do in episode 2?
Yeah.
Was I episode 2?
Yeah, man.
This is my 3rd episode? I thought I've only been here twice.
You're my most recurring guest.
Oh shit. Okay, well, I'm very
Yeah.
honored. Yeah, refer to episode 2 and 4. But honestly, for me, this is the Terry take. Might be different from other takes, is absorb. Absorb that feeling of sadness. Let yourself be sad. Be consumed by it. The more you push it away, the more it's gonna get worse, the more it's gonna affect your life. I'm telling you this because I haven't been able to do it because I've been so busy with work and just life in general. But hopefully soon I'm able to set aside time to
heal.
be sad,
And-
to be sad, to heal, to grieve, because you lost a person, you lost a friend, you lost a partner, whatever it is that you call them. You lost them still. You may never get to talk to them again. and I can't tell you that you have to accept it at some point because I'm having trouble accepting it at some point. Maybe you don't have to accept it, but you gotta like process it. You gotta set time to process it because otherwise it's gonna fuck you up in the future sooner or later.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like on my breakup. This sounds so fucking chachi, but I have never gotten my heart broken. I have this thing with my friends. I'm pretty sure I said this on one of the episodes that I wish I get heartbroken so I can relate.
No,
It hasn't. I will say though, I 100% agree with Terry. I think you have to really delve into the depth of all the sorrow or sadness, melancholy, whatever you experience. You have to truly fall into depth of it and have to experience it all because that's the only way through. If you have underlying feelings of things that you haven't processed, it's gonna be always in the back of your mind. In the past, where I've had certain people leave my life, how I dealt with it, and I will also say the caveat on top of it is be happy that it happened, rather than being sad it ended. That's it. That's what I would leave it with.
I agree with Nav as well. That's solid.
Yeah. This question, the next one, actually really pissed me the fuck off. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. The next question is a statement that leads in the question. You look like you need love and a tender, long hug. Am I right? Are you even happy? And
Wow.
am I radiating that energy? Because
Wow.
honestly,
Wow.
I look, man. First, do I need more love? Honestly, no. I don't. I really would love some attention. I like attention. A tender, long hug. You know what? Sure, why not? I'm a hugger. Why not? Are you right? No, you're not. I don't. Fuck you, dick. And am I even happy? Honestly, I say this to my friends all the time, and I think I even say this to you. In Nav's world, it is truly and eternally forever sunshine and rainbows because I have it that way. So
I'm jealous.
I am
I'm jealous of that.
more than happy. In this current moment, I'm pissed off because of that fucking question. But outside of it, I'm happy.
Why is Nav's
Outside of
side like all bullying? Like, come on.
What the fuck, man?
Like, do you hate this man? What's going on? It's good to know that it's all sunshine rainbows in your world, though. I respect that.
Thanks, man.
And shout out to you. Okay, so for the next question, this is coming from my homie Chris. Shout out Chris. How do you stay motivated when it feels like the world is going to end in like 20 years? Bro, how do you know? What do you mean?
Yeah, that's the weird part. How the fuck do you think the world's coming to an end in 20 years?
This guy the Messiah?
Terry's homie Chris. I will say this. Instead of answering it, what makes us stay motivated, I will answer this. What would you do if the world was coming to an end literally in 20 years? What's the play?
20 years. Well, I would probably not work as much. Honestly, I'll probably quit my job right now. I'll just like fucking keep writing. Quit my job, write every day, like for 8 hours. Just like separate the good bars from the bad bars.
Amen,
play
sister.
a bunch of games, dude. Stream 24 hours, fucking 128 hours even. Who the fuck cares? I'm gonna go through my Steam catalog. I'm gonna fucking bother my friends every day. Dude, I'm just gonna live my life. Yeah.
Bruh, for me, world was ending in 20 years, I got a plan, alright? First thing first, quit my job. Quit my job.
Of course.
2, by thank of God, my family has enough money that I don't really have to work. So, we chillin'.
Wow.
3, start an OnlyFans, because I need that cash flow.
Yeah,
you know? Do. And I gotta be a sick fuck on the internet.
Yeah, you
do. Dude, that's gonna be out forever in the world. It's forever gonna exist on the internet. Then now, while you said I'm gonna be a sick fuck on the internet.
Aren't you already a sick fuck, though?
Dude, no, don't put that out there. Med school's gonna see this one day.
Yeah. Yo, med school, if you're listening, admit this guy.
I'll create an OnlyFans, but instead of anything sexual, it's only gonna be content promoting the name of God. That's the play. And then probably like just steal like a rich man's Ferrari and like just zoom it around town. That's probably what I would do. Looks like your friend Adam also asked a question that is slightly similar to the one my friend asked.
Yeah,
So,
Adam said, "How do I stay on track to my goals without being sidetracked or losing interest before completing them?" And I hate to be like a broken record, but I think in order for you to not lose interest in something, you
yeah.
got to do two things. One, take breaks. Can't be
Mm-hmm.
forcing yourself to do it every single day. Second, remember why you started. That's like the deal with anything. Anything that like you're doing and you're in the middle of it, you've come a long way. Like you've come a long way. You didn't come this far
Mm-hmm.
just to make it this far. So just keep
Yeah.
that in mind, like why you started. Your goal is like closer to you than you think. And it's just hard to see it right now because of all the pain and struggle and shit, but it's all gonna be worth it.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you.
I'm trying to like think on that, but honestly, I was like listening to it and I'm like, holy shit, like yeah, this is pretty spot on. I would say if you're take breaks, but I would say always think of how you can change things up. You should always
Mm.
be experimental. You know what I mean?
Challenge
Like
yourself.
whatever you can do. Not even no, you don't even have to challenge yourself. Just try something in the same field but just differently and see what happens.
Mm.
Sometimes I have a good friend of mine in my life. Met him in college. He's one of my besties. Cute little blonde boy. And he has this saying, and I love him so much. He goes, Nav, sometimes you just gotta fuck around and find out. And honestly,
Mm-hmm.
you wanna get
Honestly.
motivated to something you're doing over and over, fuck around and find out. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll leave that up to y'all. The question one of my friends asked, what are some strategies for maintaining healthy boundaries in
Mm.
relationships, especially when there's pressure to prioritize career and goals?
One word.
Okay,
Communication.
one word. Okay, this better be a great word, man. Go.
Communication.
Ooh, that's the whitest answer I've ever heard. Considering you're Filipino, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Communication.
Um, I will say
Yeah.
maintaining healthy boundaries. I've seen that people try to label the relationship a lot. Don't worry about the
Yeah.
label necessarily. Label where you stand, have your own principles, understand their principles and put them out and say, this is what I would like, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I would like us to be, how we are, how we behave. You don't have to fucking jump to the thing like, oh, you're my boyfriend, I'm your girlfriend, and all this. No. Just tell them what they're comfortable with, respect their boundary, they tell you. Boundaries don't have to be what to do, what not to do. It could really just be your principles and their principles and respecting those principles. Now, bringing the aspect of pressure to prioritize career and personal goals, I have noticed many people try to think multiple things can't coexist. And I think that's really foolish. You can have a healthy relationship with boundaries while maintaining and prioritizing a career. You just have to invest a certain amount of time into each thing.
All right. So for the next question, I think this is probably the most difficult question so far, in my
Oh, yeah,
opinion.
like so far they've been easy, eh?
Yeah, so far. No, so far they've been like they've been great because I have the experience, to back it up. This one's tough. Dan asks, how to
Okay.
deal with friends slash family slash partners that don't always share the same views as you on things like social issues.
Ooh, I actually, this one's very easy for me to answer if I'm
Oh
being
damn! Oh
honest.
thank God. Okay, you can go first.
I, dude, I love when people disagree with me.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
I can tell.
when people disagree with me because nah, fuck you.
I'm
I
kidding.
love when people disagree with me for two reasons. A, it either allows me to see a new perspective, understand a new perspective,
Yeah.
and B, I just like to have a debate. Honestly, that's just it. The thing is, you just have to be respectful. Like if you're putting forward a notion or you're putting forward something, and the other party's like, yeah, that's wrong because fuck you, kill yourself. That's terrible,
Yeah.
right? But if somebody's like, okay, well, like I don't agree with it, that's cool.
Okay. So for this one, I think is you should pick and choose your battles. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Keep an open mind. But if as the argument goes on, as the discussion goes on, and you're thinking, okay, this person's helpless, this person is stuck in their own ways, they're never gonna change,
Yeah.
then I would say just leave it at that and just think about how important it is in the long run. It's like you've said your piece, you've tried to educate them, they're not budging. That is not on you. You tried your best.
Okay.
Some things are not worth having like a huge fight about it. It's just like it's a waste of your energy and emotion.
I feel like that was a very common thing a lot of people can relate to. But this
Yeah.
next question, I don't know if it's a very common one, but this is definitely a heavy one.
Yeah.
This person asks, how do I have more confidence and begin to love myself more?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a heavy one, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I am the right person to answer this question. The reason being, for some reason, my friend Taylor, love him. He says that to an extent I'm delusional at times,
Wow.
and I don't care to be on that side either. I don't really care,
Yeah.
but I never had issues with confidence, self confidence. Perhaps it was because I grew up um, sort of in a caste system, and I grew up in the upper class, so it was just instilled upon me. Perhaps it's genetic. I do not know. But all I will say on this matter is you have to love yourself at the forefront. Like, you have to love yourself. Every single day you go into your washroom, your room, there's a mirror, you look at yourself. You have to look at yourself, match eyes, and be like, I love everything about myself. Any terrible qualities I have, whether physical, emotional, personality wise, or any of the great ones. You have to accept yourself, you have to love yourself. And that in itself will slowly try and start giving you confidence. It is not a race, it is a marathon. Go to bed every single day for 20 minutes, 20 times before falling asleep. Just repeat in your mind, I am confident and I love myself. Slowly do it, and your neurons will begin to connect and act and fire differently. And slowly over time, your perception will change. Tell yourself you accept and love yourself for 20 times in the morning, 20 times before sleep, and once or twice in the day as well. I did this exercise when I was dealing a lot with health anxiety, which will be a topic for a future episode. And that helped a lot with my health anxiety, and it helped a lot with my perception about my health anxiety and just anxiety in general. Start there and accept all your issues and flaws, and don't try to hide them from people, and don't try to hide them from yourself. Own it, right? Like me, like with my friends, people, they're like, oh, now like you can be very arrogant. Oh, now you can be very like dismissive. You can be very condescending. You can be very rude at times. Oh, now like you don't shut the fuck up sometimes. And to me, it's like those are all true, and that's Nav. I try to mitigate as much as I can, but I love the fact that I can be arrogant, because some of my arrogance brings me confidence, and it brings me the ability to talk a certain way. I love being dismissive because it keeps my mental health, not even mental health, that's too big of a word for me. It keeps my mental peace stable, because shit that I don't need to be bothered with, it's out of my mind. Fucking allow it. No. Right? Sometimes I can be rude because I have short temper. But there's also great things about me. I am loyal. I care about my friends a lot. I'm always supportive. You have to take yin with the yang. And when you start seeing the positives in your negative flaws, I think that's when you can start accepting yourself and developing confidence.
That's facts. Everything Nav said, I agree with. Super fucking solid answer. To build off of that, yeah, it's all about the mental. And it's also a step-by-step process. It's like you're not going to love yourself overnight. You're certainly not going to love yourself entirely after a month. It takes time. It's like you're assembling Legos. You're not going to get the full piece one step. Like when I was like 18, 19, I didn't, like myself very much. And it was mainly because of my acne. I was bullied for it. People kept pointing it out
I'm sorry,
when
man.
I was young. And I don't know, I just felt like that's one of the reasons why I wasn't getting any, ladies in my life. But honestly, I kind of just washed my face every day, tried a bunch of products, grew out my beard, and all that stuff. And honestly, what Nav said, you just gotta believe that, you are beautiful, that you are worth it, and you are worthy of love, and all that stuff. And the more
And
yeah, the more you
yeah,
say it,
and I just want to say one
yeah.
little bit of caveat. If
Mm,
there's anybody that ever bullies you or leaves your life,
mm,
and just make sure you have done everything right by you
mm-hmm,
and right by your morals and your ethics,
yeah.
and just tell yourself, they're fucking lost.
Exactly.
They're fucking lost.
That's one thing. That's one thing you gotta remember.
Many people sometimes don't understand greatness in the face of greatness, and it's not greatness issue that it can't be recognized. It's the people's that they can't recognize greatness.
Facts.
But switching into a bit more fun questions now.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, fun questions.
These are a little crazy because
Okay.
these are coming from a little bit of a sickos.
Okay.
This is the first dilemma of the episode I have. This person says, I like a girl. I asked her out 3 times. She has said no all those times. I showed up to her work with flowers and chocolate as a surprise gesture, and she didn't budge. How do I turn her yes into a no? And you know what? I like this. I like this dilemma.
You
Because
mean
this
no to a
person...
yes?
No. Like, this whole situation, I dig it. Because this person that's asked this question, he has Riz. But he has a special type of Riz. He has HaRIZZment.
Oh.
Okay? Homie's not even using Riz. It's just HaRIZZment. And I just want to say, okay? Stop. No means no. One no is suffice. If you're asking somebody or pursuing somebody past one no, maximum 2, you have to understand you're losing self-respect and dignity of yourself in their eyes. The whole like fucking ancient myth of like keep pursuing the girl because it's cool, like that's what girls stop. Okay, we're too old to be chasing people, and more importantly, we're too old to not accept a fucking no. Relax, man. The world's too big. Chill out. Stop being a weirdo. Don't go to people's work trying to make a grand gesture. This isn't Sleepless in Seattle. Relax.
And my take on that is, I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Oh, fuck. I'm actually crying. I didn't see that coming at all. Yes, like Michael Jordan said, stop it. Get some help.
Honestly, bro, like, I'm sorry. There's no other way around it. Nav's right. Nav's right. You're too old to be chasing. You know, I learned it a little too late, but don't chase, bro.
I learned it too young. Yeah. I couldn't even fucking bother.
Attract, bro.
Here's my another question that I was asked. This is what I'm saying. This is the questions I was asked. Okay, this is just one of some.
Oh no.
I want to have more sex. How do I get more girls?
By not trying.
No, I don't want to say that. You want to have more sex. How do you get more girls? The best way I can answer this is A, try not to be desperate. B, have a personality that people want to be attracted to. And C, try to understand and be friends with girls. And D, stop being so horny. Fuck's wrong with you? Fuck is wrong with you? Relax, man. Goddamn. What the fuck? This is a God-loving podcast. Stop asking me fucking freaky questions, you 69 God.
Hey. I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Look, this is the question. This is the type of question I was asked. The next question I was asked was, and this was coming from IG, literally one of my listeners.
Yeah.
The question was, hey Nav, you cute. When is your sex tape coming out? And honestly, I just want to say, who says it's not out?
Yeah,
who says it's not?
It's out there. I've seen it.
It's out there.
Yeah.
Just Google onlyfans.com/CandyPants. That's my handle. Check
Sick
it out.
handle.
P.S. Just a tip. You might need therapy after seeing the things your mom does. So.
Yikes.
When is your sex tape coming out, Terry?
2 years.
2 years from now?
2 years from now.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a time capsule.
Either you're having such little sex that you just know in 2 years you'll get some, or you have it lined up just right that in 2 years you get some. And brother, 2 years, pressure's building. You better be on your game. I just want to say. It's Homie has sex once in 5 years, folks, and that's the way of God.
Facts.
But leading into, back into one of your favorite friends' questions, it's coming from your friend Sam.
Shout out Sam.
They ask, how to differentiate between a toxic person and someone who genuinely needs help? This is a very easy one for me to answer. I'm going to be honest.
Go for it.
If talking to this person pisses you off, they're toxic. There you go. It ain't that deep.
Yeah.
Sometimes it ain't that deep, people.
Yeah.
It's like how Kendrick said on the song Euphoria.
Yeah,
Some shit is just cringeworthy. It ain't even got a deep, I guess.
exactly.
You know? So,
Exactly.
there you go. A person pissing you off, sometimes just cringeworthy. It ain't gotta be deep.
Exactly. Someone who refuses to listen to you, no matter how helpful you've been to them and how firm you've been to them, that's a toxic person. And someone who genuinely needs help only needs to be told like a few times. Maybe you need to be there for them a little bit. Maybe they gotta need to calm down a little bit, and then they come back, and then the words that you've told them a few days ago knock some sense into them. But yeah,
And I just want to say, if this person that is being toxic is a girl, introduce me. I love toxic people and crazy girls.
yeah.
It's a red
Please
flag of mine, I think. I don't know.
do the world a favor, and any toxic girl you find, send it to Nav so that we don't have to deal with
Amen.
it. Okay?
You know the meme? You know the meme that like guys with the girls have is like, I can fix him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I have the same meme.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I can fix them. I'm just saying I can make it worse.
You can't make
And
it worse. Wow.
I can make it worse.
Wow.
And I can also make it better.
Yeah.
So, and I just leave it up to the toxic person, like, which one you want? You want your life better or worse? You choose. And they usually make the right choice, which is to make it worse. And the last question we have from your friend Trevor.
Shout out Trevor.
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Why are boys not allowed to cry? And this is
That's-
if you want a more in-depth answer, check out the previous episode 11. Nav talks about
Amen, sister.
yeah, it's inspired by men's mental health and all the
Yeah.
toxic masculinity and all the stereotypes and all the stigma. He dives really deep into that, and I'm not saying this because I'm on the podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you want me to give you a short answer real quick, it's because boys or men are supposed to be perceived as strong and not to show emotions, because once you show emotions, you're like a pussy or like you're gay or whatever. I mean, at least that's what I grew up with. You know, it's like if you cry, then you're gay. If you show any emotions, you're gay. So, yeah, it's a toxic masculinity, really. But check out episode 11 called "Stop Being Hard."
And I just want to say, the whole notion boys are not allowed to cry, it's such an ancient thing. Everybody has emotions. I'm not saying, oh, you're a man, you're weak if you start crying. Nor am I saying, oh, you're a man, start fucking crying, or, you're not a man. I'm not saying any of that, Some men are more emotional than others. For example, I'm a very logical person. My thinking is logical, but my expression with people, how I express myself, my words, they're heavily emotional. And, like, I have cried a lot in my life. I have cried multiple times. I've always felt good. It's okay to cry. And oftentimes with stereotypes like men can't cry and everything, it is us and those stereotypes that get in our way, where we just kind of bottle up and we tell ourselves that we're not allowed to cry. And my thing is, help yourself break the stereotypes so you can help yourself in the long run, right? Like, help yourself not give energy into the stereotype, which is men don't cry, or any social or gender script. And if you think that it is healthier and happier for you to cry, or you want to cry, do so. It's
agree.
okay. There's a chance, yes, sure, people will judge you, but the people that judge you, are those the people you want in your life?
Exactly. You don't want to be friends with these people.
And leading into something we call the side questions, a little bit of a sprinkle before
Side
we
quest.
side quest. This was a really interesting question I was asked. How do you come up with the topics for your podcast? How do you come up with rhymes and song ideas? Honestly, topics for the podcast, it's somewhat difficult. It depends on who my guest is. For example, if it's Terry, I don't have to put many thoughts into it,
Yeah.
because the episode is going to flow really well. The conversation, I know, is going to be lighthearted, right?
Appreciate that.
If my guest is, let's say, my friend Nell, who was on episode 9 and 10,
Shout out Nell.
I have to think of a topic that she can find interesting, that she can speak to. So it depends on the personality of my guest. My friend's son, if he ever comes on, he has funny stories, and his takes on dating are very interesting, and he's passionate about that. So I cater dating and stuff like that for son, and so on and so forth. So that's how it works. I kind of choose who my guest is, and that's usually the hard part, because either somebody's not free or Sometimes I don't even know what topic is mutual between me and that guest. Like for example, like this episode, I wanted to create something lighthearted. First person I call, Terry. Done. Right. Next week, I have no fucking clue who's going to be on. I haven't planned it out. I tried to create collaboration with other podcasts. That's kind of falling apart, but I take it week by week. You know, speaking on how do you come up with rhymes and song ideas, that is clearly catered towards you, Terry, because you're a musician. Answer it.
Well, for rhymes, let's say, for example, I come across a word that I have not heard in my life. I'll write it down and think of like 5 other words that rhyme with it. And if I don't know any more rhymes, I look it up online, I take them down and I study them and I reread them and print it into my brain. Just do a little rhyming exercise throughout the day. For song ideas, it's usually what Lil Wayne does is he goes into the booth and does the song, whatever he was feeling that day. But for me, because I can't freestyle at Lil Wayne, he's the GOAT. Whatever I'm feeling at that time, at that current day, write it down. Sooner or later, the ideas will come to you.
We have so many more questions.
So many
We can
questions.
still go through.
Yeah.
And we also plan on doing Reddit stories as well, because I have some crazy ones picked out. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So we're gonna cover more of your questions, listeners, more freaky, you freaky ass people, and we're gonna cover them in another future episode, along with some Reddit stories. We'll delve into those.
That would be fun.
For this episode is now coming to an end. And this was a fun one. I'm not gonna lie. This was a fun episode to record because A, a lot of heavy hitter questions.
Facts.
B, people clearly want to have more sex, and a little bit of HaRIZZment in there somewhere. You know? And this was a fun episode to record. And Terry, thank you very much for being here. I had a lovely time.
Thank you for having me. It is an honor and a privilege to be here. I appreciate it a lot. Shout out to you, Nav. Shout out to all the homies who gave me the questions. Really appreciate it. You helped make this episode possible. So give yourselves a round of applause.
Literally, every single one of you listeners, you made this episode be possible. And shout out to my favorite cute little friend from college, cute little blonde boy that he is. It was his idea that I make an episode on this. And I know you're listening to this. And thanks for creating this episode. It's dedicated to you.
Shout out blonde boy.
Shout out blonde boy. Exactly. Before I go, I just want to say, check out the previous episodes, but do me a favor. Follow the socials of the show as well. IG is @life_chitchat, along with Twitter and YouTube. And leave some comments on episode 11. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify. Let me know what you think. Give me a little bit more feedback. This episode will also be video, because I know how much you're loving those. And lastly, my friend Terry makes beautiful music. Terry, tell them where they can listen to your music.
So go to Spotify, search up Terry Red Herring, like the fish, Red Herring, one word, Terry Red Herring. Listen to The Other Side. It is a collab album between me and my good homie Kaz. Super dope, short, 20 minutes. My latest solo project, Forbidden. Check that out as well. More music coming soon this year. Just look out for it.
Yay.
Follow my Twitter, Terry Red Herring, for sad boy tweets, and Instagram, Terry Red Herring, for the fits. Appreciate y'all.
All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Corda Chit Chat.
Thanks.
I'm out. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye.
Paalam.